everyone, I hope you're all well. Welcome back to another video. This is for my May update. There are a couple of things that I need to go through within my budget. If you're new here, please do consider subscribing, and if you are a regular follower, thank you so much, and thank you for sticking around and supporting me. It really does mean a lot to me. I always come on here and I'm always saying, I'm so sorry, I haven't posted in a while, but I've just realised it's because this is a monthly budget. I'm so used to seeing everybody posting weekly and bi-weekly, but yeah, my budget has always been monthly, so it'll be, the videos will come every month, if that makes sense. So I am still on track with my budget. There have been a little bit of changes which I want to go through. If you are new here, I'm going to go through everything again that is in my budget, so please do stick around if this is something that you would like to see. And yeah, without further ado, I'm going to get stuck right in. So the first things I want to go through is, I've got nothing in here. This has not been updated at all. Sorry about that. So I don't know what happened, it got cut off. So what I've done in my budget is, I'm just going to take this out from here. If you remember, after I had started doing my cash envelopes, I did move on to this spreadsheet here. Now this has changed quite a bit as well. If you remember from my last video, it was a bit of a mess, so I had to redo it again. And the reason being is because there were minor adjustments, which, you know, as usual, there will be when you cash stuffing. So just to quickly explain, if you are new here, these are my budget binders. So this was my variable, and I was cash stuffing every month. So I was really putting aside £445 every month to cash stuff in these binders. So it was school fees, car, family fun. Aren't they so pretty? Do you know, I really miss cash stuffing in these binders. I got to a point where I had over probably 3,500, and I did not feel comfortable leaving my cash lying around at home. So I did open a Monzo account, and all my money is now sitting in there. There are other accounts like Chase. I know some people use Starling, Hyperjars, but I'm currently using Monzo. This was my long-term binder, and here I was putting in money aside for road tax. That included MOT, birthdays, Eid money, M&D is Mother's Day and Father's Day, miscellaneous, emergency, personal, kids, household, health, and clothes. And then that was just, the other binder was just to start my challenges. But this is how I started off. Now, I just want to explain how I got to this spreadsheet, because then the rest of it will just make sense. When I first started off, because I was putting things in the cash envelopes, I was only putting away £445. Now, £445 meant that I was spreading my cash quite thinly, if that makes sense. Because from that, ignore fuel, because that was in my direct debit. I wrote direct debit, but what I used to do was, when my money used to come in, regardless of anything, I used to take out £140 and put it towards, put it in my fuel envelope. So that's not included in the £445, but I had a cash envelope for it anyway. So in school, I was stuffing £20 a month, £30 a month in fees, £30, £40, sorry, £30 in car maintenance, £40 in beauty, £80 in family fun, £25 in road tax and MOT, £70 in birthdays, £20 in Eid, £25 a month for Mother's Day and Father's Day, £10 miscellaneous, £30 in emergency, which I think at the end of the year would have probably got me to 360. And my goal was 1,000 and then I upped it to 2,000. Health was £10, personal 30, household and clothes I did not stuff per month, kids £20 a month. Was with household and clothes, it was more of if I had any extra cash coming in, or if I had, say for example, my miscellaneous, my goal was to reach 100, and once I hit £100, the rest of that money would go in household and clothes. So that's what I used to do per month, and I've been doing this since June last year. So as you can imagine, I had 16, I think it is, cash envelopes, 16, 17 cash envelopes, and £445. I was really, like I said, spreading it quite thinly. I then decided that I wanted to put more money in emergency, and then I would focus on car maintenance and then family fun. Now what I did was, I know most budgeters, what they do is, say for example, I have £140 and I've taken it out for the month of May to use for my fuel. Now sometimes I'll have £10-20 left over. With that £10-20, I would normally put it to, I've never done savings challenge on my channel. I'd love to, but I'll be honest with you, I've never done it. And I've seen other budgeters do it, where they put it in a savings challenge. They always do these challenges, and when that adds up, they'll put it towards the sinking funds, which is, you know, what I would probably do. But what I did was, I used to let it roll over. I wanted a £200 buffer in my fuel, which I got to by just letting that money roll over. So for example, in beauty, £40 a month. So say if I use £25 that month, the remainder you would put towards a challenge, one of your challenges, or savings challenge, anything. But I never ever did that. I just used to leave that money in and let it roll over. That didn't mean that the next month I didn't put 40. I still put £40 in. And the same with school. My goal was to reach to 200. And once I hit 200, that 20 went into kids envelope. My personal, my goal was to reach to 100. And when I wasn't spending so much on myself for my personal money, and once it hit 100, I was putting that 30 in another cash envelope, if that makes sense. So instead of using that money elsewhere, I was just distributing it here, and slowly my cash pots built up. Once my cash pots had built up, I say cash pots, I was using the binders for the cash envelope. Once it built up, I thought, right, that's it. I need to put the whole £445 in emergency, because it was a slow burner. I mean, if you think about it, £445 a month, it is going to be a slow burner. And I thought, right, I need to make some changes. And that is when I made some changes. So I do have here my updated pots. So if I just move this out of the way, just to show you. So I hope that's in shot. If I put this side by side, you will see a difference in how many pots I have now. So then I keep saying pots. They were cash envelopes. Then I moved it to Monzo pots. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. From 17, I think it was. So school and clothes I combined in one, and now I currently have £500. If you saw my last video, you'll remember I had miscellaneous and I had £400 in there, and I did mention that I wouldn't put £400 in there. I put £300 in when I had nowhere. I couldn't figure out which pot to fill, and I did say that once I figured it out, I'll put it in there. But what I did was I got rid of miscellaneous completely, so I don't have a miscellaneous anymore. And now I'm thinking maybe I should have, because my road tax has gone up, and it's gone up by £35, and I was saving that money, and I've realised I was £35 short, so I could have pulled that out of miscellaneous. But that money I put in school and clothes, so I've got £500 in there now, which means I do not need to stuff that. Car insurance, I am going to pay it full, because I'm sick of paying it through direct debit, and I really want to minimize how many direct debits are going out from my account. That has actually been taken from my car maintenance envelope. So as you can see, I am making some changes. Every month I actually do that. I sit down and I see where I can make changes or where I can improve. And, you know, it's a learning curve. There are things that you will do and think, well, hold on a minute, maybe I need to make these changes. And it's okay to do that. And when I checked my car maintenance, I thought, right, you know what? I figured out I did it a bit wrong because, well, not wrong. It's just, I didn't realize that I had, from January to February, if you saw my last videos, if you're a regular follower, you'll know that I can't even think of the word. I fully funded the emergency pot, so I now have 2,000, so that was up till March. And then I was going to fill my car pot, my car envelope, and then family fund, but I didn't realise that July, August, I'm going to need that money for family fund. So I can't fill it then. I'd have to do it beforehand. So family fund should have really been there. Car should have been here, because what I've done is we've decided to go to Harry Potter Studios, and we're also planning to go to Poulton Park. So I had to book the hotel in advance. I did have, if you saw in my last video, I did have £400 in family fund, but I needed more. I did have 713 car maintenance, so what I did was I used that 400 from family fund and took the rest from car maintenance. And if you see here, £800 was supposed to go to car insurance with £50 left over, and as I was going on to keep filling this pot, £730 I was going to use in family fund anyway, so that's gone the wrong way around. So that means car maintenance should have been here. And then I thought, I'm redoing it anyway. How about I sit down, plan everything properly, and then redo it again? And that's exactly what I've done. So the first thing that I did was look at my pots. These are my updated pots. So car insurance and MOT is fully funded. School and clothes is fully funded. Emergency is fully funded. Health is fully funded. £140 is more than enough. £50 in family fund I have put in from, I'm going to be going back and forth, guys, just so that you're with me. Anything that you don't understand, please do comment below. I do try to make consistent videos so that it can link to the previous video, just so you know, if you're following along, you know what's happening. So £850 for May, but £800 is going in car insurance. £50 was supposed to stay in car maintenance, but like I said, I'm doing family fund first. So that 50 I've taken out and I've put that in family fund. Personal has got £76. Fuel, like I said, I made my buffer of £285. I won't be using that £85. I'll be using about 70, so I've still got extra. But I've already put the £140 in for May, so in June I'll put in another £140. So how that adds up is I've got £285. I will be using, it's 60 this time, because if the kids have got half term and, you know, the school run's not going to be happening, so I'm putting £10 less. I normally put £70. If I'm putting in £60, I've got £225, and in June I'm putting in £140, which gives me £365, and I'll only be using 140, so that's already building up. I've got £25 extra in there, if that makes sense. Normally what you would do is take that £25 out, or the 200 out, and put it towards your savings challenge, and once you've built up your goal, you'd put it towards your sinking fund. But I just let it roll over continuously because I always want to see a chunk of money in there. I hope that makes sense. Buffer, I'll come back to that. Kids, I've got 77. Household has only got 10. I will be filling that, but not yet. Beauty has got £40 left. I will be filling that as well, and I'll be showing you what I'm doing. Car maintenance, a big fat 0. That's a shame, but I will tell you what I'm doing with that. So this is the updated pots. I currently don't need to stuff anything except, well, family fund is going to come. I'll show you where that's coming from. Household I'm not going to stuff just yet because I don't need anything, and beauty I will be stuffing, and car maintenance I'll reach my goal as well, and I'll show you what I'm doing with that. Buffer is kind of like miscellaneous. My road tax has gone up this year by £35. My council tax has gone up by £80. My fees has gone up by a whopping £135. My dental plan that I have has gone up by £12 for the year. I'm trying to think of what else. Due to inflation, everything is going up. And what I predicted for my road tax and my MLT, etc., everything is just going up. So I decided that I would have a buffer account with extra in it for my annuals, and not just annuals, anything else. So currently I have £114.38, and that's just going to keep rolling over and rolling over. I think that just works better for me. So that's that. My direct debits, I wanted to reduce. I've got papers all over the place. So I'm just going to explain this. £445 was going in my pots every month, and I was putting £5 in charity every month. And I did mention that I was putting £445 and I was putting some money in my savings, and that's £500. And then I thought, right, okay, I need to sit down and work this out, because the reason why I was putting so much in my savings was because I wanted to hit a goal of £10,000 in my account. As a big safety net. We are a family of 6, and I figured if I have £10,000 in my account, I can be stress free. And that's the reason why I was doing that. And then I realised, well, if I'm only putting in £445, I'm spreading my cash quite thinly. So I have now got £6,300 in my savings. Now, if I carry on, I do want to reduce my direct debit, so I already had in mind that I would pay my sofas off. So for the month of April, May and June, I didn't put any in my savings account at all. But for July, I was thinking, okay, I'm going to carry it back on from July. So I'd have £500 in July, and then 500 in August, and then September, October, November, December. I'd have 9,300. So that's very close to my goal. By December, that's how much money I would have. And then obviously if I include the emergency money, that just tops it. And then if I include the 1,500 for my car maintenance, that tops it even more. Although I don't want to include that because that's strictly for emergency and car maintenance. So what I worked out was I'm going to leave the savings as 6,300. And the £500, I'm going to add that completely in with any cash stuffing that I'm doing in order to hit my goals. But first, I needed to work through my direct debits. So £13.99 dentist is not getting changed. £100 in my help to save. Oh, and that's what I forgot to include. So £100 I am putting in help to save, which is £50 for me, and I transfer 50 over to my husband, so he puts it in. Currently, we got paid out our bonus because it's after 2 years. They pay you half of what you put in, and then you carry it on for another 2 years, which I will get paid out in March 2025, hopefully. So currently I have 1,350 in mine, and my husband has 1,300 in his, plus the 6,300 that we have got saved. And then by December, I will have another 700 because we pay £100 a month. So 9,650 is what we'll be sitting at. So, you know, that's still close enough to 10,000. So Help to Save will finish March 2025, which by that time we should have, I think it's 2,400 in mine. And it is 2,400. No, he put £50 less. So plus the 1,200 that they will pay us. So 5,950. And you'll see that I'll be adding another 50 from beforehand to even it out, so that we have 6,000. But that'll make sense. So Help to Save is staying as it is. £10 is for my gift gaff. I am paying that. I'm paying only for the SIM. £24.96 for my car service. Now, I just want to explain about my car service. I always go to dealers to get my car service done, and I've always done that for the resale value of my car, because a lot of people tend to pay the price if you've got full dealership service history. Full service history is different, and full dealership service history is different. For example, if you drive an Audi, you go to Audi to get your service done. If you drive a Mercedes, you go to a Mercedes dealership, and if you drive I don't know, Toyota or Honda, you go to them. So I've always done that, and it's very, very expensive. This I've been paying for over a year now, and it ends in May. And I thought, right, do you know what? I'm going to pay this off. Rather than putting £500 in my savings, let's just reduce my direct debits. So I am going to be paying off that £24.96 in my car service. And that's in July when I'm paying it off, the remaining months that I've got. That's going. So and whilst I'm on that subject, I will just explain. My goal for car maintenance is 1,500, and I've seen a lot of budgeters who put £300 to £500 as their goal. And the reason why mine is 1,500 is because, say for example, where's my trusty calculator? Say for example, I mean, obviously I'm going to go to a normal dealer, place to get my service done for my car now, which I'm hoping it'll probably cost about £350. So let's put £350 for your car service. Now to that, I'm going to add MOT. I was going to add 40, but because of inflation, because everything is going up, I'm going to put 50, because you just never know when they bump the prices up. So that's for my MOT. Now, the last time I got my car service done, which is, I did it a couple of weeks ago, they did say that the next time I get my car service done, I'm going to need new brake pads and discs. And brake pads last time cost me £80. But I'm going to add another 20 to that just because of inflation. So instead of 80, let's presume it's going to cost me £100 for my brake pads. Discs are very expensive. Yeah, I think the last time when I inquired, they did say it would be just under 400. So I'm going to put 400 for my brake discs, because I know they're going to be they need to be done on my next service anyway. So that's £400. That takes me to 900. Now, another thing that I was going to add to that was my tyres. My tyres don't need doing, and I hope they won't need doing next year. But the last time I got them done, they did cost me £240. I do drive a 7-seater. My wheels are very big, and because of that, they do cost roughly between £50 or £60 a wheel. So I figured, right, I'm going to put £250 down for all 4 of my tyres. So that's £250, which makes £1150. Now I could just put £1150 as my goal. See how all this adds up. I mean, I know a lot of people go for the car service and everything's good, and they get the car back and they're good to go. They do the MOT and nothing comes out of it. But what if it did? You know, what if you needed new tyres? What if you needed new brake pads? What if you needed your discs replacing? Just recently, my injector seal went in my car, so I had to cough up £60 for that. You know, you need to put that in mind as well when you're budgeting. So £1150, take 1,500. I have got £350 extra in there. And the reason why I put that £350 extra is just in case there's anything else in the car that shows up on the service or the MOT, or a bit of a buffer, because all prices do go up every year. I wanted that for my peace of mind, and I rounded it up to 1,500. That's why the goal for my car maintenance is quite high. And I thought I'll just quickly explain that. So next is my iCloud. I have switched to Google Photos, and I don't know if anybody knows, if I back everything on Google Photos and then I get rid of iCloud, will my photos get deleted? Will anything happen? I don't know how that works, but I do want to stop paying that £2.49 per month. I think Google Photos, if I get 200 GBs, I think it's for the year it's £16 maybe. I'd rather pay that up front and not pay that £2.49 per month. So they are the 2 that I need to get rid of. Then I've got my sofas, which it's just a ridiculous an amount that I'm paying every month. I got it on 4 years interest-free credit, and at that time I didn't think £66.99. I've paid that for 2 years now, and I've got 2 more years left to pay, and it's getting ridiculous. So I have worked it out here. So I had my £66.19 payment plan ends in March 2025, and I thought, right, this is getting ridiculous. I need to pay it off instead of putting £500 in my savings. So I decided to pay £500 towards my sofas in April, which left me with £1,022.25. So in May, my direct debit of £66.19 is going to go out again. it'll leave me with £956.06, and on around about the 30th of May, I will be paying off the £500 that I normally put towards my savings. So that will leave me with £456.06, and then they will take the June payment, and that's the last payment I'm going to give them from direct debit, because this I'm going to just pay all off, and the remaining money is going to go in my cash stuffing. So hopefully my sofas will be paid off. I just thought I'll write that down just so that it makes sense. I just want to get my sofas paid off. I'm not waiting around till March 2025 paying a small amount. I just want to get rid now. I think I'm fed up of it. Council tax is obviously staying. Car insurance I won't be paying anymore. My last payment is in May. I'm paying that off fully. Again, that'll be another direct debit gone. And car finance, let's not even go there. Yeah, hopefully one day I will put more money towards it and pay it off. Currently, this is going to end August 2026. This is how much I have got going out per month in direct debit. It's £915.93. So I will not be paying car insurance. So am I taking away or adding? I'm taking away. What am I doing? £73.81. And then sofas I will not be paying for iCloud, and not been paying for call service. So I'll only be paying out £748.48. That's a difference of £167.45, which I could use towards my cash envelopes. So that's the first thing I did. I worked out how much money I can play with, cutting down my direct debits, looking at my updated pots to see how much money I have got in there, and then I looked at what I already did. You'll notice I don't have birthdays in there. If I compare it to my last one, just so you know what pots are missing, school and clothes has been combined. Fees, not putting money in for that because they are going out on the month that they come in. So the month that I give the fees out in September, I'll just take it out then and pay it. What else don't I have in there? Miscellaneous I don't have. I'm not putting that in there. Eid money I don't have in there. That is getting paid out as soon as that money comes in, so I'm just going to pay it. Same with birthdays, as you can see, and same for Mother's Day and Father's Day. I don't have a cash envelope or pot for that because June is Father's Day, so as soon as that money comes in, I'll take out that. It's not 140 now, it's 130, so I've changed that. I'm taking out £130, putting it towards doing that for Father's Day. July I have a birthday coming up for my children, and it's £140, so that's just coming out then. So I made changes, but it's still the same concept where as soon as that money comes in, instead of splitting it completely and spreading it thinly, I've just updated my pots with what I need, and then I will put in that money as and when. So this can now go, and I do remember telling you that at the end I would have that 2,000. I would be using it for my daughter's graduation/birthday for the following August. So that will still stay the same, but I'll show you what I've done. So this is the new spreadsheet. I do love spreadsheets, can you tell? I just think it just makes more sense, just sitting down and planning. So currently in my buffer, I have £114.38. So what I've done to that buffer is, instead of leaving it in, I've added it to the rest of the money. So now I have in June, and bear in mind nothing is going in my savings account anymore. There's going to be £1,273.61. So I will be taking out, instead of using all that money and saying, right, well, I'm putting 50 in here, I'll put 80 in here, I'll put 100 in here. What I've done is still the same concept as what I was doing last month. £130, I know I've got Father's Day in June, so £130 is going there. I hope you can see that. I can't really zoom in, but £415 is going towards family fun. And do you remember when I told you I have got, where's it gone? I will have £389.87 left to pay for my sofas. So that's coming out from there as well. So that'll get paid off. And then in my beauty, because I only have £40 left, I'm going to take £200, put it in beauty. So I worked out that for the full year, I'm only going to need 200. And I will be topping that up the following July. But if I need to, I'll have more money and I'll show you what I mean. So £200 is going into beauty, which leaves me with £138.74 from all that. So £138.74 is going in here. I will look at my pots and think, okay, well, you know what? I do know that I don't need to top anything up. This is fine as it is. So then in July, I will have, I'm not rolling this over now, by the way, buffer. That will stay as it is. I've only rolled it over. I've only rolled that one over because I wanted to add it into here and start afresh, if that makes sense. My OCD just gets the better of me. So the next is in July, which is £1,880.73. I have a birthday in July. If I refer back to my old one, it's still the same, but I was taking out £140. And then the rest I was putting in car maintenance, except this time I am taking out £140. And then I'm putting £265 in family fun. If I add that to 415, it gives me 730, which I'm going to use. And then my car service, I'm going to pay it off. I'll have £249.60 left. So that's all done. That's all paid off. I'll be left with £1,226.13. And I've rounded it off to £1,225. So £1,225 is going to go in my car maintenance. So this will no longer be zero. That will have 1,225. So the whole of it is going in there. I don't need to put it in anything else. That's just going in there. Beauty will have 200, and car maintenance will have £1,225. And the remaining, what have I got left? £1.13. It'll go in my buffer account. Add it to last month's, well, month before's total, and have 1,000. I wish. £139.87. So then we move on to August. Again, same concept, £1,250.38. A big birthday coming up, so I'll take out that £240. I'll take out a £30 for another birthday. I'm going to take £275 and put it in car maintenance, and that's going to give me £1,500. So I've hit my goal for car maintenance now. That's done. So I've sorted family fun and I've sorted out car maintenance. I'm left with 705 and 38 pence goes into my buffer account. Add it to the month before, and I have a total of £140 in my buffer account in case I need to use it for anything. And then the same in September. The fees have gone up. They were £370. Now it's £525. So £1,350.38. Take away £525. That's the only thing I've got going in September. So that's what I'm doing. I looked at what was going out in June, what was going out in July, what's going out in August, September, October, and etc., etc. And then I work out how much money I have coming in, deduct them, what have I got left, what am I doing with it. So for September, it's only the fees. I have £825.38 left. Now, this is what I'm doing from September. £825, because I needed to put money in for my car maintenance. That goal has been hit now, so this money can just roll over. So £825, 38 pence left over goes into the buffer account, and 705 there has come from August, so I'm going to let that roll over, and now I've got 1,530. Now once I've got that 1,530, that money I can then put into any pot that needs updating. I don't think it will, but if it does, I will look at where I've got less money and add it to that pot. If not, then it rolls over again. So in October, I've only got one birthday to pay for. And then I add that total from October to the previous total, and it gives me 3,450. So in this way, I'm actually seeing more money. I'm not getting more money. I'm just seeing more money, and seeing more money just gives me, I don't know, it's all in the mindset. It's just giving me a lot more stability. So again, I'll refer back to my pots. Does anything need adding in? Okay, maybe not. Let's let it roll over and you get the gist. So November, again, take out what I need, and then again, it rolls over again for December. And in December, once I do have that 5,510, even if it's not that, it doesn't matter. Say if I have to put it into any of these pots. And then obviously I've got the rollover, the buffer money. Hopefully it should be £153.11. If not, it's fine, because it's to dip in and out for anything. It's kind of like miscellaneous, but I want to call it buffer. So what that then means is I've got 5,510. Now with that, I want to take out that 2,000 for my, like I mentioned, my daughter's graduation / birthday. So if I take out that 2,000, I'm left with 3,510. From that, I want to take out 2,050 and put it in my savings, because since March, I haven't put anything in my savings account. So April and May and June I used to pay off the sofas, and then from July all the way to December I've been using it in my cash pot. Well, I say cash pot, but as an income as a whole, instead of putting it in my savings account. So that 2,050 at the end in December can just go in my savings account, so it doesn't feel like I'm not saved at all, if that makes sense. And then I'm left with 1,460. So with that, I'm then thinking about the following year, because I'm not cash stuffing my car insurance at the minute. So what I'm hoping it's not going to cost me 800, but what I'm doing in advance is taking out that 800 before I even think of spending it. That's going straight into that account, into that pot for car insurance. I'm left with £660. Now this £660 is going to be used to cover anything. Or, as crazy as this sounds, guys, this is going in my buffer. And I know it's crazy to put that much amount of money away, but if it goes in my buffer, and say I do have roughly 150, let's just call it 100, let's just pretend I needed that extra 50 and I've spent it, I'll have £760, and that's going in my buffer account, and that's kind of like extra emergency. I mean, I wouldn't say emergency. The thing is, I haven't really got an occasions folder. And by that, I mean, if I want to gift anything to anybody, if anybody has a graduation and I need to get a gift, if anybody's had a baby and I need to give a gift for a baby shower or anything, none of that is even included in that. Normally, I'd have an envelope that says gifts, but I don't. So that would more than likely cover it. That's not going to get touched at all. That's staying in my buffer. Quite a lot of money to put in my buffer, but trust me, that's the way I work. I definitely need that in there. Now, that brings us to the end of December. Still the same concept as before, so I hope I'm not confused, you guys. I've just stopped putting money in my savings. Oh, and as for savings, if I do that method, 6,300, that's frozen now, because obviously I'm not putting any money in. But at the end of the year, in December, I will be putting that 2,050. That will bring me to 8,350. And if I add in the help to save, I think that will be 3,350 by December, 11,700. And I am more than happy with that. I know I can't take the help to save money out just yet. I mean, you can, but I don't want to. So I'll still have hit my goal. So, you know, I'm quite happy with that. With not putting any money in savings and just using it here. So you're probably thinking, well, what happens, you know, the following year? And the following year, I'm pretty excited about this. I don't think I wrote it down. So, for example, if it's, let's say 1650 in January, what I'm going to do is, this is kind of crazy. I was going to make another video on this, but I'm going to quickly explain this. Obviously, you'll see it when I do it next year. So what I've done is 1,650. Okay, that's done. I am going to work out what I've got coming out in each month. So in January and Feb, March, April, May, I figured with that money, I could pay everything that I've got coming out up until August. So just to, from the top of my head, I'm trying to think. I have a birthday I need to take out £300 in January. And then I have a birthday in Feb, that's £100. I'm just going to put that to the side. In March, it's Mother's Day, so I'm going to take £130 out. In April, I've got nothing. Oh, I've got the Eid money to take out, which is 170. So I'm going to take that out. So as you can see, I'm taking everything out in January. And then in May, I have got the road tax, I think it is. Or is that in June? We'll take it out anyway. So £430 for road tax and MOT. And then June is Father's Day, so I'm taking out 130 already. And then I think July was 200 for a birthday. And then August was £30. I'm sure it was. It was less than that. I think I had £50 left over, so I've gone wrong somewhere. So I had £50 left over when I worked it out. So I've taken myself, so basically I've taken that money coming in January, and I've taken everything that's going to come out up until August. And obviously I've still got my pots for the other fun stuff. And then when I get the payment coming in Feb, say for example it's £12.50, then I can carry on and I will take out I've got £250, another £30 for that. £240. Oh yeah, that's just for this year, that's not next year, because remember my daughter's graduation will be in August, so that'll be paid off, so I won't need to take any money out. Okay, so £12.50 take away £5.25, take away a £30 in October, because this stays the same, this does not change. And then 50 plus £250, 300, and then take away 140, sorry, I'll have £255 left, and that's in Feb. So when I get the money in March, I can just stuff it in my pots. I can let it roll over like I have been doing, and that's what I wanted to do. Get my money and just think, okay, where does it need putting in, and just put it in. I hope that makes sense. I always say that, and I know it probably does. I mean, it makes sense to me anyway, and that's what I wanted to go through, because obviously I've made all these changes. I've come a long way since then. I was only able to do this by cash stuffing first in my binders and letting that money roll over completely until I had quite a lot of money in my pots. And then I think I just stopped, and I just started focusing on emergency and then focusing on car maintenance. But obviously I got muddled up because I should have put it in family fun instead. Family fun, you're probably thinking, well, where's that going to come from? But if I'm doing the rollover method, then the next year, if I'm doing the same thing, this will be paid off anyway. So the next year when I'm doing it, by January, I will have paid for everything that needs to come out until August. And then Feb, I'll have paid everything that needs to come out till December. So in March, any of that money that comes in, I don't need to put anywhere. I will use it for family fun in July and August. So I'll just put that money away. Even for occasions, I might even consider putting a separate pot for occasions. So yeah, that's what I intend to do. So yeah, I think that's just it. I think this video has been so long, so I'm really sorry about that, guys. I just wanted to get everything out and just explain exactly what I'm doing and how I'm doing. So there's no cash stuffing, just explaining everything. I hope it's not been boring for you, and I hope you do understand, and that this is a snowballing method that I'm using, that I see a lot of people use to clear their debts. Some people use it for their annuals, but I'm using it completely. Honestly, I honestly think this, because this method has been working so far. As you can tell, I've been doing it since Feb, I think, and I fully funded my emergency pot. So this has been working. So that's why I came out with this new one and thought, right, do you know what? Let's sit down and work everything out from scratch all over again, and that's perfectly fine to do. So this snowballing method for my cash pots, yep, absolutely brilliant. I love it, and I don't know if I am going to go back to stuffing monthly again, because I see more money this way. If that makes sense. I think that's the way I see it. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm so sorry this is a long video. If you've got any questions, please do drop it in the comments below. And yeah, because it's a monthly cash stuffing, etc., I will see you in my next video, which will be next month. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you guys are doing well with your budget. Please do comment and let me know. I'd love to see where you guys are up to. What cash pots have you got? Do you use Monzo? Are you still using the cash envelope system? Does this appeal to you? Are you using this method? Yeah, please do get in touch and let me know what you're doing. I love to see what other people are doing just to get some ideas. So please do comment below and let me know. I love to read your comments, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.